Travis Wayne Goodsell. I'm getting caught up as the day is over. This video is going to talk about the stress that Mormons should be experiencing. So let me see where I'm gonna start. Okay. Let's see. Section 87, verse 6, and we'll start halfway at the end. And thus shall the inhabitants of the earth be made to feel the wrath and indignation and chastening hand of an almighty God, until the consumption decreed hath made a full end of all nations, that the cry of the saints, not the leaders of the saints and the blood of the saints, not the leaders of the saints, after Joseph Smith anyway, because there's another one that says the blood of Joseph must be atoned, shall cease to come into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth from the earth, to be avenged of their enemies. Wherefore, stand ye in holy places, and be not moved until the day of the Lord come. Oh, okay, well, now that it's the day of the Lord, I guess we don't need to stand in holy places anymore. For behold, it cometh quickly, saith the Lord. Amen. Amen. Simpsons reference to Martin. Okay. Stand in holy places, Mormons, temples. Coronavirus is preventing you from standing in the temples. Yes, the church backtracked. After I revealed yesterday that their announcement that no large congregations are to be opened, which meant church, temple, missions, seminary institute, BYUs, etc., etc., etc. And so they backtracked today and said, it's up to you how you feel about it, your agency. But make sure you wash your hands and don't touch people. Again, they're not understanding the seriousness of the situation. This is a virus. This is not a cold. And so my former home teachers, as much as they are claiming and insisting it's just a cold, it's just a cold, I mean, it's sad because they're at risk. But it's tragically hilarious because it's Fox News that has deceived them, the president who has deceived them. They've put their trust in Fox News and the president, and they're being deceived. But Mormons are too, as the church backtracks and adds an additional thing for churches, temples, seminary, missions, and so forth. I mean, the church did the right thing, as I told you guys last night, that they needed to do, now that Trump has banned travel from Europe. The churches are sending back the elderly couples and the missionaries who are susceptible to the virus, which is everyone, but typically those who are over 60, not 45 as my as the guy I did the video on, who has been banned from me by the West Valley City Police, threatened everybody in this apartment. If you're 45, you're going to die, so you need to obey me. Oh my hell. So as you can see, I put him in his place and did it officially, not as I exaggerate here on my videos. Yeah, Mormons, you're not going to be able to hide in the temples. I mean, yes, the church is allowing it. You can still go to the temple here in America and Canada, even though you're not supposed to, because we're in a crisis right now. It's a pandemic. You don't get many pandemics in this life, and when you do, life changes. You can't do the normal things you do if you're a socialite. Because all it takes is just one person who's infected, and they infect others. And now I understand that you may be below the risk factor, and you're not at risk, but you will be a carrier if you are in contact with an infected person. Not somebody who's been in contact with somebody who's been quarantined. You have to have that infection pass the infection. I don't know if people understand that. And so the people that got infected have been spreading the infection throughout the United States, thanks to Trump. I went over that earlier. But all it takes is one infected person, and you don't show the signs for days after. That's why they have you quarantine yourself for 14 days if you test positive. Because that's how long it takes to go away. Or, whatever. Oh, it went back up. Oh no. I thought my air conditioner was working. My new air conditioner was working. As you can see, the box is missing now. I've taken one of them out, and I'm testing it. And it worked temporarily. Okay. Maybe it's too far away, or maybe I just need to load them all up, line them up there against the window. So anyway, yeah, all it takes is one infected person to enter into the house of God, of the Mormons, and you've got a recipe for disaster. Because like I said, in the Mormon temples, it's a closed environment of elderly people who are at high risk. And same with church. They have to cancel church. They have to cancel the temple. They can't pretend that because Trump isn't doing it, that they can continue to get away with it. No, you need to take precautions now, because there is that danger now. But you can't have psychopaths like the guy that came today and violated the police order. I mean, I could do a whole video on his comments that I recorded. Oh my hell. He was getting to extremes and just throwing out all sorts of lies. But I mean, the guy typically is a compulsive liar anyway. That's why he's got a police order to stay away from me. Anyway. Alright, so sorry Mormons, you can't stand in holy places as the day of destruction, or the consumption decreed to make a full end of nations occurs, because it's here and it's quick.